Okay, let's start from cocoa. Why are you not able to pay for cocoa that you buy from farmers? That we are being told that you owe them 10 billion cedis now.
Who is saying that?
Why are you not able to pay cocoa farmers?
No, who is saying that? Is it the minority that's saying that we are not able, we should pay cocoa farmers?
How much do you owe cocoa farmers?
You mean it's the New Patriotic Party minority that has made this statement? I hope I get some time. Good morning, dear citizens. This morning on this particular matter, I want to address a few things, but to speak directly first to our cocoa farmers and to extend President Mahamad's continuous support and appreciation that the cocoa industry has remained the backbone of Ghana's, economy for decades, even centuries. And for that level of contribution to our national economy and well-being, we can never underestimate the role cocoa farmers play and continue to play. So we say thank you to our gallant men and women of our cocoa industry. Secondly, I would want to speak to dear citizens this morning as we all soberly reflect on the states of COCOBOD and our cocoa industry. I say so because it is important for citizens to understand the industries that have wide-reaching impacts on their everyday lives. Because when an economy does well, it does well for all of us. A good economy is a sum of its various parts and its various sectors, its various industries, all expected to contribute optimally, and optimizing gains for citizens and reducing pain for citizens. As a political philosophy, that is the ethos of our ideology, a social democracy that works for the mass of its citizens and ensures equitable distribution of national wealth for the well-being of the Ghanaian. And so there's no doubt that at the onset of the 1992 Constitution, the Fourth Republic, which the NDC won, cocoa industry has always been key to the viability of the economy. However, and to be fair, certain practices over time have eroded the strength of that institution. What worries me is that the period during which the cocoa industry experienced the most regression in terms of its ability to produce optimally and to provide our farmers with what they were due is the recent New Patriotic Party government under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who has been re-elected to lead the NDC.
The
NPP, I beg your pardon. That the minority, led by the Honorable Athenyo Markins, who recently had to rush from a press briefing to join his colleagues who had literally abandoned him to appear at the house of the newly elected flag bearer. That the same minority leader who said to the hearing of all Ghanaians that they are happy that now the minority can get direction because in the past year, under his own leadership, the minority side had literally been clutching at straws to survive, in the words of the Honorable Athenyo Markins, that the majority, the minority side, had basically been clutching at straws to survive. Tells you what they mean when they say that they are going to engage in responsible opposition. And this is why, as citizens, we must truly understand, who means well for this nation. If you take our Resetting Ghana manifesto, the abridged version on resetting the economy and creating prosperity for all, we indicate, as President Mohammed's vision, that the top priority for our government, the NDC government, will be to implement the following measures: reduce hardships, ensure macroeconomic stability, restore fiscal and debt sustainability, restore investor confidence, prioritize investment in productive sectors for sustainable economic growth and decent jobs. And to that, we did indicate that we will be doing a number of things, including scrapping some levies and also ensuring that our essential industries are supported. This has been the guiding principle of President Mohammed's administration, to safeguard our economy, because we had inherited a collapsed economy. And I'm going to briefly take you through the state of the Ghana COCOBOD, since that is the subject matter of conversation now. Before 1992, the cocoa industry was largely financed, was financed pre-1992. Cocoa industry was financed mainly through domestic borrowing and what they called cocoa bills. After 1992, under President Jerry John Rawlings, the NDC moved away from this cocoa bills funding to the syndicated loan system from 1992. In fact, I hear Cal Bank was the local bank that was ever able to even mobilize internally a syndicated loan for a particular, buying season. So even then, it was possible that we could support local banks to be able to come up with, the monies required for purchasing cocoa beans during the buying season. 32 years, Kojo, we have managed, in spite of the challenges that the industry has largely faced, we had managed to every year secure a syndicated loan for the buying season. That also ensured that we're able to pay our farmers every year until 2024. Who was the minority leader as of 2024?
But 2024, it was a deliberate policy that they would want to do locally.
Please, it was not. And I think as media, we must, we must go behind the scenes and not repeat the propaganda that has brought us, where we are now on our knees.
So why was it not?
Why
was it not?
I'm going to go into that. So obviously at 2024, the COCOBOD was literally, was basically on its knees and was unable to secure a syndicated loan. If they tell you that they were looking internally, it's a blatant lie and deceit of the Ghanaian people. In fact, it was such crass lies that led to their inability to secure any loans externally for that buying season. It is those particular lies that ensured that they delayed in purchasing cocoa beans, because the buying season had opened several months before they were able to come up with what is now the current, form of purchase. So if they tell you that they decided to look internally, it was a lie. They could not. They had defaulted on their previous commitments to buyers. They had defaulted. They were in debt. They had rolled over several contracts from previous years that they were not able to honor. And they had brought literally the COCOBOD to the point of illiquidity. So
were they able to buy cocoa beans or not in that particular year?
So as of 2024, and that is a significant timeline to note, for the first time in 32 years, Ghana was unable to secure a syndicated loan for the purchasing season. Those are clear indicators of the effects of years of mismanagement of the industry.
But what matters most is not being able to buy the cocoa that matters most. And were they able to buy in 2024 or not?
They were not able to buy as much as they should. And I will tell you quickly what else they were able to do. So in terms of currently, let me backpedal a bit. As of 2024, Kojo, the world market price for cocoa was $10,000 per ton as of 2024 during the last year of the NPP administration. What they offered farmers then was $3,100 per ton. As we speak today, world market price for cocoa is 4,000 tons. And the
$4,000?
Yes, $4,000. The NDC offered farmers $5,040 per ton. And currently, because of the CD strength, the farmer price is $5,270 per ton. COCOBOD, for this buying season, and please, it is critical that we take note of these figures, projected to purchase 650,000 metric tons of cocoa.
In 2024?
In this buying season,
Okay.
2025, 2026 buying season.
Okay.
We have projected production for the year at 650,000 metric tons. So far, with hardcore evidence, we have managed to buy 580,000 tons. Please, we projected 650,000. We have bought up from our cocoa farmers 580,000 tons. This works to about 90%. And yet we have up to September, which is the close of the buying season, to mop up our targets. We anticipate that we would even be able to go beyond this projected production target. So it is not a widespread problem that government or COCOBOD is not buying cocoa beans.
No, they are not saying they are not saying you're not buying.
And I'm going to go.
They are not saying you're not buying.
The minority is trying to engineer a certain narrative.
No,
yes.
If you read, they didn't say you're not buying. They say you are, but you're not paying the farmers. You've taken them on credit, but you're not paying them. That's the argument.
So that is also a bit of a misrepresentation of the facts.
Okay.
Because all the farmers, respectfully, as well as the license buying companies, are well aware of the current funding model, which was 60-40, but now 80-20. The off-takers, the model that we have now, because we are logged in to previous contracts, somehow we're able to negotiate for our clients that we owe because we are logged into contracts with them. We're able to get them to pre-finance. Now,
but a little on the
yes.
on the price, on the world market price. This one is COCOBOD, GhanaCOCOBOD.gh. It says that on the futures market, Ghana has traded for over 50 years price, moving from $2,000 in March 2023 to over $10,000 in February 2024, before dropping significantly to $6,246 in September 2025. So there wasn't a constant figure in 2024. There was volatility.
What I said to you was that at the beginning of the season 2024, where minority leader Fenyo Markin was minority leader, what you have said is not different from what I have said.
No, it
I
means
said that by the end of 2024, cocoa was sold at 10,000. At the time that it was being sold at 10,000 per ton, they were offering farmers $3,100 per ton. That is not disputed.
Yeah, but
so I don't want
the cropping season starts from September, not so.
I don't know what the point is. Are you disputing the fact that there was a point?
No, I just want us
because I need to let
the listeners know
there was a reason why the NDC thought that the cocoa farmers deserved more at a time. As for volatilities, in the cocoa industry, it has always been there.
Okay.
Because the cocoa industry is one industry that does not lend itself in terms of the models that they have used thus far to automatic price adjustments like our energy sector, like even Gold Board. Gold Board has, automatic price adjustment. And into the future, we must have these candid conversations about what financing model should work. Because COCOBOD does not have automatic, price adjustment, so that when world prices go up, you can get a windfall, and then you pay, farmers more. And when world prices, come down, we all bear the brunt of the effects. Either government comes in with some subsidies, or we find a way of paying the economic price for, cocoa. As at the end of 2024, this was the state of COCOBOD. The total debt the NDC government inherited under the minority-led Afenyo Markin Nana Bawumia government was $32.91 billion US dollars. If you brought that to Ghana cedis, it will be 10.6 billion Ghana cedis in terms of commitments in the 2025-2026 years. For rollover contracts.
So give me the value again. So 2024 debt was? The
total debt inherited was 32.91 billion US dollars.
Okay.
Yes. And of that, we also had 481 million US dollars in commitments for the for due in 2025-2026.
Okay.
Rollover contracts of 333,768 tons, which was pegged then at 2,661 per ton. Those who understand and know these things know that these are the correct figures as we came and inherited. Unfortunately, they delivered only 235,394 tons of the rolled over contracts.
Okay. Of
333,769. And using the 2024-2025 production purchased at producer price of 3,100. So in 2024-2025, that was a rolled over contract into 2025-2026 years. So there alone, you see that we had to cough up $103 million to top up to pay producer price as to farmers. So I'm going to go through, these are the things that have led to the compounding debt situation of the COCOBOD, especially as at end 2024. Now, the debts and revenue loss due to this rollover contracts, because they could not honor the obligations under those contracts. And yet they took monies. So we keep asking, where did the monies go? You took monies to provide your clients with, these volumes of cocoa beans. You were unable to provide it, and there's no money sitting in your books that said, because we're not able to provide it, this is the money we would use to finance the next season to be able to meet our obligations.
This is 2024?
So, this is the 2024-2025 season.
They took money, but they couldn't.
They did not deliver on their commitments. And that is why we are logged in and trying to clear these contracts, because we are bound to deliver on those volumes.
Help me understand here. Now, earlier, you made us understand that they couldn't raise syndicated loan, right?
Yes.
But again, here, they've taken money from their client to supply, they couldn't supply.
Yes.
So how did they do it? You look for a syndicated loan and also take money from your client?
No, they didn't get the syndicated loan.
Okay.
If they had gotten the syndicated loan, it is COCOBOD that finances it. So COCOBOD would take off from licenses, buying companies, and will pay them, and then sell to our off-takers.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it. Yes.
So that was the model then.
Yeah.
So we get our money from the bank and we pay our
LBCs.
LBCs, they pay farmers, everybody is happy, and we sell and we take our monies back and make our margins and we pay off our loans. They didn't get that. So they had to get into an arrangement with the buyers to agree to, you bring us some money, 60-40, bring us some money. When we pay the farmers, we would pay you, or would give you your products. And that's the model they were using up until now. So,
let me just announce that we've been joined on the line by Fifi Boafo, who's a former PR of COCOBOD. I'll go to him after you're done.
Yes. So total debt outstanding for COCOBOD as we speak today is 25.37 billion. Total in US dominated debts is $513 billion, and in Ghanaian debt is $19.62 billion. So
in US it is $513 billion.
Yes.
Okay, and then in Ghana cedis?
No, in US the total debts in Ghana cedis is 25.37 billion cedis.
25.37 billion.
In dollar denominated debts, it's $513.10 million. Dollars.
Okay.
In CD denominated debts, it's 19.62 billion Ghana cedis. And it will interest you to know that as part of the broader NDC government agenda of President Mahama, we are trying to pay off debt so we can have breathing space. Ultimately, we should be able to return to the international market and be credible and trustworthy enough to raise syndicated loans to finance, our cocoa industry. Ultimately, we should be able to work with stakeholders to agree on new funding, financing models, looking at perhaps automatic price adjustments, in tandem with what is happening in the international, market. Ultimately, we should be able to sit around with stakeholders, as we are seeing with Gold Board, and ensure greater value addition. Because if we had local industries that could offtake these cocoa beans and produce them into all kinds of cocoa products, we wouldn't be worried so much. So let the facts show that as of today, we've done 90% of our projected, purchases. And we are hoping to mop up the rest. Let me also tell you, in all honesty, and if we can be candid with each other, we do know, and the LBCs are very much aware, that the major problem we have today is the costs per ton in our neighboring countries, which is way lower than what we are, paying for. So
is it above
the buyers, the neighboring cost is lower.
Okay.
So Côte d'Ivoire price per ton is way lower than what we are paying. They're paying about 2,000 thereabout for cocoa. We are offering farmers around 3,000, 4,000. What did I even say earlier? 5,000, I beg your pardon. So if you were a buyer, and we are expanding buyers, if you were a foreign buyer and you have alternatives, cheaper alternatives, that's where we really are now. I'm saying to you that because what has favored us, even with these prices, is because we are locked into contracts with people from rollover, with companies that have rollover contracts with us. So they have to meet us halfway and take their cocoa beans, So as we complete that process, they will not be willing to come and pre-finance, cocoa purchasing with prices higher or steeper than neighboring countries. So where we have it now, we have it on record that some individuals are even purchasing cocoa beans from neighboring countries at the cheap price and also instigating this conversation to sort of force government's hand, respectfully, because government has two options: either to subsidize the purchase, pay the farmers and make a loss and look for money plug that hole, or ask farmers, okay, let's reduce the prices and make it competitive so that we can sell off whatever is remaining of your increased production. So it's either we have increased production beyond our expected production levels, or some people are beefing up their local products with foreign products with the hope that if pressure dawns on government to say introduce subsidies, they now get to sell back to government what they have bought at cheaper prices to government of Ghana at higher prices.
But the issue isn't about isn't about your inability to buy. It is the paying that is
But this is what I'm explaining to you.
But if
the paying is you are paid after the people have come to pay. So if the people say they are not buying what you have currently at this price because they have alternatives, they are just trying to get the little they can of their outstanding contract with you. Whatever surpluses they think they want to purchase for this year, they are looking elsewhere for it. This is what I'm telling you.
But if I'm the one buying from COCOBOD, I'll only look elsewhere, say to Prof. If Prof is selling to me at, say, $6,000, but you are selling to me at $10,000. But on the world market price, the price is standard. This is how much I'm buying from you. You are then deciding how much of it you give to your farmers. So I'm struggling to understand why me, as someone who has given you a contract, would want to leave you and go and buy from Prof. Unless, of course, maybe I'm not getting you.
But I also don't understand your question.
Because what you're saying is that if the people who have given us contract and then we have to give them, we are not able to fulfill.
Yes.
So we have to do the remainder.
Over their
Good.
Contract. So remember,
I want us to build a point. So we all at the same point, right?
Yeah.
That there's a remainder on the contract that you have to do for me, right? And you're saying that because other people have also bought cheaply from Ivory Coast, they are forcing your hand to either decide to sell to me or to just clear off, and then I'll look at another source to buy the rest. Is that what you're telling us?
And is there confusion in that?
If there is a confusion in that, then my question comes in. That why would I be willing to go and buy from Professor when I'm buying from you on the international price at the same price?
No. Okay, so I don't think that's how it particularly, works on the ground, because what pertains to us currently, there are two streams of, buyers. Those that have existing contracts and new buyers looking to buy cocoa.
Okay.
Especially premium cocoa, because Ghana's cocoa is premium.
Yeah.
And we keep having the balance of that. And so for those, people who are in the second stream, new buyers, when you send, you publish your offers and they look at it, I'm saying that this is the problem we have with the current the existing gap of payment.
Okay.
We are waiting to receive, even some have received their products, they have not completed the 20% remaining payout to the government.
Okay.
So we don't deny the fact that some farmers are yet to receive their full payment.
Okay.
But we're explaining that it is because we have not yet sold off.
Okay.
The licensed buying companies are receiving cocoa bags from farmers when they haven't as yet. So they are dumping their cocoa bags in anticipation that they will also sell off and come and pay them. Until they sell off, they don't have liquidity to come and pay off. And I'm saying on record that the debts they left behind, the COCOBOD has paid substantial amount of those debts. And if I had gotten the statistics, I would have shown you. But the reasons why we are where we are, number one, cocoa roads. Number two, the investments we made, contracts we gave out to Cocoa Road, the jute bags that we have purchased to last for like how many multiple number of years that we don't really need, that we are still, committed to pay. The exchange rates volatilities, I mean, for COCOBOD, it's an export entity. And so whereas we are happy that the cedi stabilization has also positively affected our existing debts. We also have lost substantial amount of potential revenue as a result, because you know it was, I think COCOBOD had pegged it at 15 cedis to $1, and today we are doing like 10 cedis to $1. So there are all of those, you know, vulnerabilities.
Okay.
It is the height of disingenuity for the people responsible for the near collapse of our cocoa industry to today be wanting to make politics, accepting no responsibility on their part for where we are. The question they must answer is, why were they unable to raise a syndicated loan that would have solved this problem for 32 years we're able to do? Why is it that under them, during their last year in office, that is why they exited?
Okay.
The NDC is not deceiving cocoa farmers. It will be very foolhardy on the side of the NDC to have promised cocoa farmers what we never intended for them to receive. Okay. And so it is in our interest that we are able to meet the demands and the needs of cocoa farmers. Like you said,
let me put your question.
To peg the purchasing price, producer purchasing price, you know, at the levels that we did. Because at the point that we made those estimates, we thought our cocoa farmers deserve better, and they still deserve better. Okay. Like Ghanaian workers.
Let me put your question to Fifi.
We have told Ghanaian workers that what we are paying you is not what you deserve, because you deserve more. Towards the beginning of the year, the president has, you know, pleaded with Ghanaian workers to please take, you know, a little percentage increment in their salaries, because we are trying to reset the foundations of our economy. It means we are tightening loopholes. It means that we need to, you know, rein in the economy, make it work before we begin to, you know, realize the full impact of what we do.
Let me bring in Fufu.